What's up, everyone? It's the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, the Southside bum, and Dougie Fresh. And we are live on a Victory Monday. Happy Victory Monday, gents. Oh, my God. The beer's tasting good, right?
The beer tastes better when you win. Salute, everybody.
The air tastes cleaner. Oh, man, I feel like I should have grabbed the beer now. Here, I got a water.
You tasting air nowadays?
The air smells fresher.
Smells fresher. Dougie,
I'm drinking water too, but
you've got the line. The water tastes purer. The coffee tastes better in the mornings. We did the tweet today. It was our first Victory Monday. Coffee tastes better in the mornings, and like Ozzy Guillen says, the beer tastes better when you win.
Beer tastes better when you win.
I woke up and I stretched and I was like, oh, this is what Joey Peace feels like. Like I woke up in a good mood.
Positive vibes only.
Yeah. I was like, damn, this is a Joey P day.
We gotta get this air freshener can out of the screen here.
Look at this. Frank says I'm fucking gassed up for this one, boys. We're all gassed up. We haven't had a Victory Monday in a while. It's been a minute. It's been since last season, the last game of last season. So I am excited. We're all excited. Joey P's in the comments. Hermanos. Frank's there. What up, everybody?
I'm rooting on the Ravens because the Packers lost yesterday. Bears won. We need a Lions loss. They're winning right now. So, don't like that.
We're all Raven fans today. Don't listen.
Yes, we are all Ravens fans today.
If
so
Julie's listening, don't listen. I'm rooting for the Ravens. One time only.
Yeah. Oh my God. So, Peter, good to see you. We only saw you a little bit at the tailgate this week. You know, the boys, we held it down. You had to go. But how are the knees? How are the hips? How's the liver? How are you doing?
Shockingly okay. And I'm gonna tell you, if you ask Julie, my wife went to Riot Fest with me on Saturday and Sunday. I went with our guy, White Boy Rick. He accompanied me on Friday night. If you were to ask Julie how I was doing Sunday night, my feet were not working. I was walking out of Riot Fest like Frankenstein. And I'm not kidding you, dude. Like, it was as down and out as I have been in a long time. Not because of, like, mentally or, like, I was good to go. My feet were failing me. It was a lot, man. I'll be honest. Maybe I'm carrying a little bit extra weight nowadays. But it was Friday work, Friday Riot Fest, Saturday work, Saturday tailgate, Saturday Riot Fest, and then Sunday Riot Fest. Sunday night, man, I was down and out. And then I got home. I stayed up midnight to 2 a.m. I watched the Bears game, and I'm refreshed, baby. I swear to God, it gave me like a second life. That Bears game was so good, it gave me a second life.
You're like Grandpa Joe and Willy Wonka. You just like woke up.
Yeah.
Got out of bed,
Yeah, dude. I picture you walking out of Riot Fest like how the war characters are on stage.
Basically, yeah. My feet just refused to work for the last 30 minutes of Green Day. But it was just a lot of standing, a lot of jumping. What really messed me up, me and my wife, the reason we went is because the Academy is back. They're a Chicago band, one of our favorite bands. We started listening to them since they've existed. Their career has spanned like our marriage, basically. They're back. They announced a new album. We're all excited. They closed down one of the stages, and we're like, hell yeah, we're going to stay here and watch our band. So we got lucky. We started pushing in, started doing different things. We were on the right-hand side of the barrier, right where the barriers are, really close to the stage. But we were standing on like metal grates as opposed to grass. So we were there for like 2.5 hours on those metal grates, which it was awesome because we were like standing above everybody.
Yeah.
But my feet were fucked after that. It was bad news. But I'm alive and I'm here.
Oh.
Did you get a guitar pick?
Right? No guitar picks. I should have flashed a boob or something. Maybe that'll got them entitled. But
that always works.
The biggest story of Riot Fest was a 20-year-long story that they've been telling of them trying to get John Stamos there. He played with the Beach Boys on Saturday night, blew the house down. It started off as a joke, honestly. Like Stamos, and obviously they played with the Beach Boys on Full House and different things like that. And the Beach Boys aren't. It's like like what's that guy's like Edifice's ship or something, like where like you replace enough planks on a ship, is it really the same ship? Like if you replace enough people on the Beach Boys, it's still really the Beach Boys. They've got two old members still.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody cared. They
Yeah.
fucking tore the house down. But leaving Riot Fest, and this is where I want to get the comments in and your guys' in. I thought about something now that we're older. And Dougie, if you don't mind me, I'll do it too. Jason, Johnny. This is our hair. This is 40-year-old hairline right here. We've all seen it. Johnny, you got a full head of hair, but we still get a little bit of the wings, right?
This is Chicago sports. In a nutshell.
Yeah. Two of the biggest names at Riot Fest this week were Billy Joe Armstrong, who closed down the set, and John Stamos. Stamos is 62. Billy Joe is 53. And we were talking about their heads of hair. They gotta be on performance-enhancing drugs, right? This is not a normal hairline for people. Oh, I lost it.
Well,
You guys tell me.
for Jesse Kostopoulos, yes, I think that's. I mean, he's still his real hair. I don't think there's no transplants for that. That second picture, that looks like a wig to me.
He went to Billy Joe went to fucking fantasy costume in the northwest side of the city.
It looks like a
They
wig.
got that thing.
Give me the Rod Stewart hair.
Ship of
Yeah.
Theseus.
Oh yeah.
I've seen his videos from the 90s. That's not real.
So that's Julie's like they're just blessed. Not everybody goes bald, and I agree. Some people just don't go bald, but you still started getting the wings, or like it starts getting thinner, or it's like reduced, a little bit. Stamos has to be a wig. I think Billy Joe Armstrong has enough money that he could have done the White Sox Dave route. They tour a lot, but if you take 6 months off, you could get a full head of hair and grow it out. So I
Wait,
just
so you think
choose to
both are
believe this is-
fake?
Yes, I think they're both not fake, just artificially enhanced. Whether it's plugs, whether it's a
PEDs?
wig, whether it's some sort of hair PED. Maybe that's me getting jealous, but my forehead's getting bigger like Joey P. But that's just natural for men of our age. These guys are 10 and 20 years older than us. You're telling me that's his real hair? I don't believe it.
All right.
I think it could be some turkey involved in this.
Right?
At least maybe for some. I think maybe for Stamos, I would say maybe some turkey. But yeah, that one's a wig.
And don't get me wrong. They have enough money. They don't have to fly to Turkey like White Sox Dave did. They could just do it here with enough money.
Right.
But
Fly turkey to them.
I do think it's, some sort of plug or some sort of artificial.
I don't know. Stamos is Greek. Greek people naturally just have really good hair. So I'm gonna say that his is natural. Billy Joel, absolutely not. There's no chance. I mean, think about how many times he's dyed his hair. Supposedly dyeing your hair is like one of the worst things you could do to your hair. That dude, I've seen that guy with more hair colors than Dennis Rodman. So it's gotta be fake.
Again, like you see the music videos from the 90s, it was never that thick and full. Like
I think something was I loved both of their performances equally, but I left that Riot Fest like something's afoot, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. There's no way they're. But then my serious question to the group, and I really wanted to ask everybody involved. I might have to ask Chirizi later on. Jack White was on Saturday night, and obviously everyone knows him from the White Stripes, and he's one of the better guitarists and just rock artists of our generation. We were sitting at like a bar close to where the main stages are, and Seven Nation Army starts playing, and I'm like, I'm getting up. I'm not sitting down for this. I was like a moth to a flame, and I just started walking into a crowd of people because I'm like, I'm not missing this. And then I'm like, fuck, man, Seven Nation Army is so good. I've always thought this. They play it at every arena. Every soccer stadium plays Seven Nation Army at one point or another. And I wanted to ask you guys, is Seven Nation Army the best rock song of the last 25 years? It came out in 2003, but say just since 2000.
You see, now you screwed my answer by saying Du hast.
Oh, when did that Rammstein? That's a great song.
It was like 95, 96, 97, I think. something
Oh
like that.
yeah,
it's somewhere in that range.
So yeah, if you want to go 90s, you could probably argue like a couple Metallica songs. Like there's a lot of, but I feel like this is a newer generation. So from 2000 on, it might be the best rock song, and it's subjective, right? Everyone listens to different music. I googled. I asked like AI or I googled like what are the best rock songs in the last 25 years. And a lot of answers were like Audio Slave, some Foo Fighter songs, a bunch of different ones. And I agreed, like Audio Slave was really good. But I really do think I think the answer might be Seven Nation Army.
I think here, I'll tell you this. I don't think it could be definitely up there because you did ask me this on Saturday. I think it is the new I guess new anthem to what Queen's we will rock that we will rock you. I think that is probably the second best song to play at any sporting event.
Jock Jams.
And it has the yes, and it has the equivalence to that, we will rock you. So yeah, that's hard, man. Because I mean, if I'm going back to 2000 to now and just thinking of some of the bands and some of the songs that came out,
Green Day song, Foo Fighters, I'm sure there's other things I'm missing.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. So
Deep cut.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. Kind of just go back and see from that era and see which song. So let me get back to you on that one.
I might clip this and put it out there for the universe on Twitter. But if you're in the comments, let me know what is the best. Maybe Jock Jam or Stadium song of the last 25 years.
Thanks, Joe. Now I'm gonna have that in my head all fucking night now.
We're gonna have La Chona stuck in our head. To wrap up the Riot Fest talk, I survived, which I'm proud of. Will I do 3 days again? I don't know, probably, because Julie's gonna say yes, and then we're gonna run it back next year. But yeah, I had a good time, and it was cool. So I'm alive. That's all that matters. And the Bears won. So
we're gonna. All right. Well, we're almost at Bears talk here. First off, super chat from Gordo. Cheers, bums. Cheers to you, Gordo. Good to see you.
Gordo. It was great to see Gordo one last time in Lop.
Yes.
Well, yeah. All right. So before we get to Bears talk, because we do have to talk about last Saturday, we had our last Whiskey at Comiskey tailgate of the season, and we want to first say thank you to everyone who came out this year. I every year I say I feel like our tailgates, can't get bigger and better, and they do. I mean, having over 200 people opening day, doing the Southpaw tailgate, having Firewater Barbecue come out this year, and obviously Lawrence's, and just collaborating with the 108 guys, and doing the road trip with them and Sox Machine. I just feel like next year, I keep saying that I don't know how we're going to top this year, but we'll find a way next year. I already have a couple ideas, and I think we need to do a Hot Ones challenge.
Oh, is that what? Yeah, you've been. You know what? You could use this as an advertisement. You're trying to get Sean Evans, noted White Sox fan, in lobby.
Sean Evans. Yep.
I think that would be peak.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
And also to our white whale, Mark G and Greco, please come the opening day.
Please answer our DMs.
I hope he's listening right now.
Please follow us back so we can DM you. Because it's funny. Like, he always says, like, hey, I want to go grab some bourbon with you guys. And it's like, cool, send us a message. Like, we're ready, Mark. Like, we're down to go grab some bourbon with you. But yeah, thank you. And thank you to all our sponsors. Obviously, like I said, Firewater. Big shout out to Ramova and the team at Other Half Brewing, our guy Chris, just for providing beers all season long. And then obviously, Michter's, Maker's Mark, Beautiful and the Damned. And then obviously the New Kids on the Block, Manuscrito Tequila. Like, thank you to all those guys. Like, you really made this a great, tailgate season, and looking forward to running it back next year. But we got some pictures from the last tailgate.
There's some things to go through, and I do. Yeah, like, I'll just echo your sentiments, Jason. Like, we don't know how it's going to get bigger, but we do know it's going to get bigger. You have some ideas. I have one idea that I'm not ready to share with the public now. I'll talk to you about it later. I think if we do it, and it's not like a pie in the sky. It's just one really good idea. I think it could be gangbusters. So we'll save that and tease that for another time. We'll talk about it post-show. But yeah, this is some pictures of Saturday's tailgate. I wanted to get this out of the way. I don't have any, like, obviously those are our flagpoles, but like there was some controversy when we did the Sox on 35th Southpaw tailgate that their limp dick flagpole was somehow my fault. Well, yes, we own the flagpoles, but we don't know how they're going to react with the wind and everything else, right? So it's like, I'm sorry. Sometimes things are bigger than they look, or sometimes, you know, they're stiffer, and I can't. I'm not.
Ours curves to the left.
Yeah, see, sometimes
curves to the right. You know,
sometimes ours curves, sometimes it doesn't curve. You guys just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, we got the 108 doing a little scissor me daddy.
Yeah. And then obviously Lawrence's was there, and it was a big hit as always. The shrimp, the hush puppies, everything they brought were so damn good. I love that this first picture with Jacob, and now I'm using government names. They've been on the news this week using government names, so I'm okay. I feel like I'm okay saying Jacob, but My Sock Summer is there, like the bouncer of Lawrence's shrimp, which I love. I just love that he's like guarding the shrimpies. But it was a huge hit. Everybody ate. Jason, we had that video. I think Beef Loaf had it out there. And it was like, you were the first one in line. And he's like, I haven't eaten all day. But I'm like, somebody's got to test it to make sure it's good for the public, which it always is, because Lawrence's is the best.
At that point, I already slammed like three beers, and I was like, all right, this is gonna go downhill real quick if I don't get a base in me, and it went downhill pretty quick. I do not remember much from Saturday.
And the culprits of that would be, one, the delicious Ramova beer that obviously everyone at the Ramova, we thank them enough, because they were our beer sponsor for the whole season, right? We have Manuscrito that's now, you know, doing tequila for us, and we have various different whiskey brands that always collaborate with us. But they're like, we're gonna do all of the tailgates, and they hooked us up big time for the last one. We got so many beers, and everyone was drinking both of them. So we want to thank everyone at the Ramova, Road Dog, Tanina, obviously Tyler. Thank you guys so much, and hopefully we run it back next year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And obviously, Beautiful in the Dam, they were new. I actually was impressed with their setup. They had the sign, the bottle displays, you know, and the cloth and everything. Like, they did a really cool setup on there. And then Manuscrito came back, and Joey P had to run it. They had a last minute, you know, family thing they had to do. But you know, Joey's our tequila guy. Sandy's our tequila queen. So they held it down,
and that's where I'm speaking directly to Jacob from Manuscrito, and I was saying, like, it stinks that they couldn't make it, and obviously they were sorry that they couldn't make it. But if anybody was in good hands, was Joey P talking tequila to the general public. That guy knows his ins and outs about anything tequila and agave related. I was just standing there, and you know me, like, we do the tequila bums together, Jason, we do the bourbon bums, and we all, you know, chip in when we can and stuff like that. But like, he is a wealth of knowledge. So when he was telling people about Manuscrito, I was like, damn, man, Joey's killing this. So shout out Joey and Sandy.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we had a bunch of different things, like Tina. Tina and Jer specifically have been so helpful to us throughout the whole year, and obviously our wives are, you know, ride or die. Missy couldn't make it, but Missy's been ride or die from the beginning. So I wanted to give a special shout out to the ladies.
Yes, Tina too, for obviously convoying in, you know, doing Malort, getting the connections with the parking lot people, and just doing extra, transporting a 10-foot beer pong table, you know,
above and beyond.
On her head. Yeah, above and beyond. Tina, you are a real godsend for this year for tailgating. So
Hell yeah.
And then our beautiful, lovely better halves.
yes.
And then yes, this is the last picture of the tailgate. Obviously, the last tailgate of the year is always a collaboration with our drunk uncles from the 108. And it's always a good ass time. People in the comments, somebody was asking about the beef loaf cracker videos. I couldn't stop laughing. I hope those videos come out soon. I think they are going to come out soon.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing at the people doing that challenge. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, stay tuned on the 108 socials because that was awesome. But obviously they bring the shrimps. I got to give a special shout out to our Uncle Beef. He cut a promo that we typically wouldn't cut because he said we were probably too proud to do it. But he told everyone to, give a donation or drop some money if you could or anything like that. And Jason, we said in the DMs, the beef loaf bump is real because it was by far the most, charitable tailgate we've ever had. So we want to thank everyone that did donate. We do try to keep them free for everyone, right? Like between the beer sponsors and the drinks and everything, we want to keep them free for everybody. But as they grow, it gets harder and harder. Lucky enough, there's a lot of people that donate money, and we want to thank everyone that donated, and Beef for putting that out there to the world.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, you're right, Peter. We have a little too much pride sometimes to be like,
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, it's hard to be like like now this is like a little inside baseball, but like the t-shirts that we sell, you're wearing one right now, Jay, that looks beautiful. All of that revenue goes back into the tailgates, but like even the super chats, if you guys super chat, that goes back into but we only get a small percentage of the t-shirt money. We only get a very small percentage of the Google money. So maybe fuck you, Google. But like it all goes back into the tailgate and it goes a long way. So like when people hand you cash directly to you, Jason, or like they'll give me cash and I'm like, hey, or keep this, that goes into the kitty. That helps us bring extra bottles, extra tables. We're talking about new speakers for next year, all of that stuff to have. It's a community. It really is. The 108 guys
to bring the better experience to you.
Yeah.
And the more money you give us, the more we can grease the parking lot guys to leave us the fuck alone.
Well, that's where Tina comes in, and we've made big headway in that department.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know us now. When we had Firewater Barbecue, we fed a lot of them with the Firewater Barbecue. That went a long way. Like it is a community. They help us, we help them. In the long run, it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
And the one little extra thing I want to throw in, Beef saying cash, that's a true accountant right there. When a true accountant will tell you cash.
Also Beast in the comment, give a smiley face or winky face. Sorry, Beef, we're gonna start talking about Bears right now, so we'll see you after the Bears talk.
Yeah. Come by in about an hour 20 minutes. We got some nice things to say about you guys at the end of the show too. Maybe about something over here. I'm a bad weatherman, but something about over here somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to some Bears talk,
Beef is gonna stay.
Quick super chat from JT for next year. Hope to make one. Cheers. Yes, obviously. The tentative calendar will be out in like end of January, beginning of February of our dates. We already know we're going to be doing the end of the season again, and we're going to be doing opening day, and then we're going to be doing Sox Cubs in May. And then we got a road.
Those are three right there.
We got the road trip in June. So we just basically need to figure out July and August. So you already got a good heads up on that. All right. But thank you, everyone. Great tailgate season. Looking forward to seeing you opening day in 2026. But let's get into. We gotta get into some Bears talk, right? I mean, this was a great
Victory Monday.
Victory Monday. Let's do this. Enough of the weekend recap and stuff like that. So the Bears obviously they won big, 31-14. We all, after watching what happened to us last week. Like, oh man, like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, like this could go bad. But we also knew that Cowboys defense was pretty bad too. So I want to start off before we get into Caleb's talk and everything. I want to start off talking about the defense and how that was kind of like unexpected that after what happened last week against the Lions and they couldn't stop them at all. And even first week, they seemed like the second half, they just gassed out. The defense just seemed like they were just done with the game. But 4 turnovers in this, that was like really good to see. Like 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. Tyreek Stevenson, had a great game. Tremaine Edmonds, great game. And I think, like I think maybe because the Cowboys lost, CeeDee Lamb, that maybe that did help them. But even though with our depleted secondary, whatever Ben Johnson said during the week in his public comments and calling the team out for not practicing, it worked because they came out and they absolutely made the Cowboys just end of the second half just say, throwing the white flag, we're done. Dak's being benched, bringing the backups and everything. But I want to get your guys' take before we talk Caleb and everything in his day, what you guys thought of that defensive performance yesterday.
It was what they needed. And to tell you the truth, you talked about the Tyreek Stevenson, that strip sack or that forced fumble. He's took it out of his hands. Yeah. That changed the game dramatically because the Cowboys were driving in that scenario and it just flipped that game over. I think this defense, and you credited Ben Johnson, whatever they said, whatever Dennis Allen said as well. And there's rumors that there was a players only meeting, and we always make the jokes about player only meetings. But these guys are prideful. They're, like we mentioned before, like they're paid like a top 10 defense in the league. They got to start playing like a top 10 defense in the league. The problem is we've talked about their depth in the pass rush and obviously in the secondary. So how are you going to win games on defense without a really consistent pass rush or a depleted secondary? Is turnovers. If you win the turnover battle, it's going to help you tremendously. And it helped this defense. I mean, 4 turnovers, you typically win the game, but they were timely. They were really timely turnovers. The Tyreek Stevenson one, the 2 Tremaine Edmonds picks when you're driving. That's how you win games. And I talked about how, the Vikings and Lions are a very good team, and they're showing that. The Bears need to beat up on these, middle of the road teams, and the Cowboys have a good offense, but yeah, their defense is porous. That's where you show growth, right? A lot of the times, you don't know if they would have won this game last year, but this is what we've been waiting for. We said it's going to take time. We said, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we'll talk about Rome later, but that was just a random quote. This is the step in the right direction. Now what we're waiting for is to see if they take that next step again next week. We need to see growth there. And if you get to that by 2-2, I feel like it's completely different than, obviously the attitude we had the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Ben Johnson called the team out and on the team and players as well too. Looking at that Vikings game, they probably should have won that game, but they didn't. Obviously, they got their ass handed to them with the Lions. They knew that this game was a winnable game going into it. And yeah, I see Cowboys fans saying if CeeDee Lamb was in there, that they probably would have won the game. Yeah, if we had Jalen Johnson in there, it's stuff
right.
He should see. You don't know. At the end of the day, we won the game. The better team won the game. And you could see the energy, the energy on the offense, the energy on the defense. I mean, you could just see it that it felt like a different team. One game at a time. We got to, yes, it was a great win, and I think Ben Johnson and somebody else said it as well too. Oh, I was listening to Olin Kreutz this morning. He was saying, yeah, you can celebrate whatever you want for today and whatnot. You got another winnable game. Vegas,
yeah,
coming up, that should be a winnable game as well too. Obviously, you're going to a environment where it's probably going to be 50% Bears fans over there, if not even more. So you're going to have a very favorable crowd there as well too. It's going to seem like a home game, and you can't look past them. So I'm happy for the win. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer over here, but it seems like the progression with Caleb Williams and the offense right now, it's starting to click a little bit. Hopefully this is the beginning of what we were looking for when we got Ben Johnson, and hopefully like things start picking up on the defense as well too, because we do have quite a few people, key players that are on the defense. So hopefully they played well against a good offense. But that running defense, the defense of the Bears, the front four, they kind of scare me because you couldn't stop Williams at all. So there was some little things I want to kind of nitpick, but overall, obviously I'm fucking happy. I mean, I don't drink coffee. I wasn't with you guys about all this, but I was just, when I woke up, yes, it just definitely felt like a better, better morning, better Monday.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, dude, that was the thing that scared me right out of the gates was that they could not stop the run, and that's gonna be a big issue when you start, playing some of these teams like the Ravens and stuff, and you got like a Derrick Henry. That's gonna be a nightmare. But let's be happy for today. Getting back to Praz's comment, is Tyreek forgiven for last week or for the Hail Mary? No, but absolutely not. But more than the Bears needing that takeaway, Tyreek Steven needed that takeaway. He needed something because he's been getting dragged, for his, like quarterback passer rating against him and everything like that. All those stats that have been coming out over the last couple of weeks, like quarterbacks have like a over perfect passer rating or a perfect passer rating against him. So for him to go out and do that, and he just deboed that shit. I mean, he completely just beach cruiser. He took that thing from him.
I like his quote he had.
I did not see his quote.
Oh, the quote was like, "Oh, I saw he didn't want it, so I took it."
Right.
There you go.
I do like that. Yeah.
There you go.
But no, I mean that's what we need to see out of him, and that's what has been expected out of him. So hopefully this is his turning point, and maybe he'll realize hey, no more fun in games. Let's just go out there and ball.
Yeah. And we saw the locker rooms, everyone was fired up in the locker room. Tremaine Edmonds said something really good. And I mean, it's for everybody, but hopefully for this defense, now they turn a corner. And I'm not saying they're going to be world beaters, but if they get turnovers, it'll be good. But this is what it feels like to win. Now they got a little taste, right? They got a little taste of what the good side of the coin is. And now you work on that and you have a positive week heading into a very, very winnable game with the Raiders.
It was also nice seeing the Bears get a sack. Montez Sweat finally made an appearance.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the party. Got his first sack of the year, so thank you for showing up finally. That was great to see. But yeah, a couple sacks finally that they got on the board over there. Jalen Johnson, obviously he didn't play again. He's going under total body surgery now, whatever you want to call it. Total core injury. Yeah, that seems like a weird thing to say. He's having core muscle surgery.
What are they getting? What do you want him to say? He's got his fucking dick muscles hurt.
Yeah. Just call a spade a spade. You gotta get my dick work done. Gotta get the balls off.
I don't think the groin is the same as that, but we're not medical doctors, so we don't know.
I like how when it's your groin, it's your core muscle, because that's all men think with. So,
I mean, I feel like I have the core muscle.
I think that's just abs. I think that's just abs and hips. I think ladies have cores too, Jason.
Yep. The joke was there.
Yep.
So yeah. Yep. Obviously, yeah. So he might. They were saying that with this surgery, though, he could be back for the second half of the season. So it'll wait to be seen if he actually comes back or not. But as long as hopefully we can get Kyler Gordon back soon.
Yeah.
That would be a big boost to the defense. And then we just gotta figure out a way to stop this run because we got Ashton Genty next week. And even though he hasn't looked good to start his rookie career, you don't want to be the team that gives him the breakout game and the confidence and everything. Yeah. So let's keep him wrapped up next week. But okay, so now Caleb, I think this is what we said. Like Bears. The Ben Johnson coming out party, Caleb Williams coming out party, 298 yards. He was 19 for 28, 4 touchdowns, a QBR of 86.6, and a passer rating of 142.6.
Pretty
those
good.
Those numbers are pretty good. Quick graphic on Caleb here, guys. Nope, that is the.
Yep,
I like that one. I like that one too.
Yeah. Completion percentage is just climbing slowly throughout the weeks and learning Ben Johnson. 60% week 1, 63.3 week 2, and now 67.9. Maybe week 4 will have a very nice 69%. But the passing yards, 210, 207, and then 298. Big jump there. And obviously, the 4 touchdowns. Only one in. He is tied NFL right now for touchdown passes. So that is awesome to see that our boy is he's making strides in the Ben Johnson offense. So obviously this was a big fuck you to Matt Eberflus. He knew that defense and he knew how to exploit it. And I think, him playing against a zone defense, that's probably one of his big strengths because he just found wide open guys all the time. And it was good to see the tight ends get involved. Matt Loveland. Obviously, Loveland got the injury, but DJ Moore getting more involved, Luther Burden getting involved, like spreading the ball around. Awesome stuff. But Caleb Williams finally arriving, did not get sacked, did not. So we'll talk some offensive line in a little bit here, but I think I saw a stat: his first game without getting sacked.
Correct.
Yeah,
in his career.
Yeah, definitely in his career, and like since his junior year at USC.
My one takeaway about whole Flus coming back to town is it was good to see that anytime you put a mic in front of him, he still says something fucking stupid. Bragging about like how he knows how he can pick them apart and all that crap. I love it. Absolutely love it. I wonder if he took his bees with him.
Maybe.
That Dallas Cowboys defense.
Yeah, the main takeaway for me, Jay, is what you mentioned, is him spreading the ball around, whether it's Caleb Williams or Ben Johnson or obviously the combination of the two, but they were peppering everybody. No one had more than 4 receptions, and everyone got on the stat sheet. I mean, you have those type of games, you're going to win a lot of games. The running game, still something to be, they're still working on it.
Yeah,
I saw a stat last week.
Carries, 33 yards for DeAndre Swift. Not good.
So there was a stat last week, and we didn't get to talk about it, but the offensive line are winning a lot of run block situations, but the running backs have the lowest rushing, and you got to figure it out. We all knew that DeAndre Swift wasn't a north-south runner. He's more of an outside runner, more of a gadget play guy, screens, catching passes out of the backfield. Roschon Johnson is probably in I don't know if it's injury or doghouse or a combination of the two. And obviously Kyle Monangai, everyone's high on Kyle Monangai, but like we mentioned, he's a lower round draft pick. And you don't need to be a high draft pick to be a good running back. I understand that, but he's still a rookie. So it's I don't know where the rushing is going to come from, but when you're struggling to run the ball, it's good that you're peppering all of your receivers all over the field. So that's the thing. And the main thing I titled the podcast Reverse Cowboy, only because obviously obviously the joke's there, but that flea flicker would have never worked. I don't know how it worked. It looked like it was going to be a disaster, and somehow it worked, and Caleb Williams threw a fucking bomb. When I saw that ball go way sky high in the air, I was like, this is a fucking
He's gonna get
disaster.
rocked and get
Yeah.
sacked for like a loss of 10.
Somehow, credit to the offensive line, they held their position. Caleb was able to grab it and toss a bomb to Luther Burden. I love that they broke down the play and they showed how Luther Burden basically played dummy. He slowed down and kind of just like, this is a dummy route, and then just booked it. All of it was awesome. That typically doesn't happen to the Bears. And this is like the one thing it was like, we talked about, like, it's gonna take a while for Ben Johnson to wash the stink off these Bears. And maybe this is like the turning point. Maybe the stink is washing off, and like these type of plays, the Tyreek Stevenson fumble, the flea flicker, the going for it on 4th down and showing your nuts when people, were complaining about you going for it on 4th down the last 2 weeks. He went for it. And he basically said, this is fucking us. We're doing it. And they completed it. And that was the end of the game. So it's like, these things are turning. Maybe it's going to take more than 3 weeks and 1 win, right? If they fucking lose against the Raiders, we're going to be fucking miserable. But I'm knocking on wood, and I'm saying right now, they're not going to lose against the Raiders. They're going to go 2-2, and we're going to feel good about this season going forward. Because all of these games that we talked about not 3 weeks ago in our season preview, there's a lot more winnable games because, it's a week-to-week league in the NFL. The Bengals game that we thought was a for sure loss now looks winnable, right? Even like Julie is listening. The Steelers games, they don't look like the Steelers of old. That seems more winnable now. There's games out there that are winnable that seemed like sure losses. So like, you just take it 1 week at a time, and I think you can be cooking with gas.
Yes. Peter, you did mention the run game. DeAndre Swift, like with 13 carries, 33 yards. Monungai, 6 carries, 16 yards. That's a 2.6 average between the two. That's not going to get it done, in the NFL, especially with what Ben Johnson wants to do. When you saw like, obviously you have the game on right now, and those guys are, just dynamic, Montgomery and Gibbs. So there definitely needs to figure out a way to, if you, like you said, they're winning the blocking battle. And they just those guys got to find a space. They got to find the, maybe make another cut, I mean, you're supposed to follow your blocks, but like, if the hole's not there, pull an audible.
Well, that's the thing is like Swift, for all of his like elusiveness and different things like that, like there's tape out there. He just doesn't, his vision is bad. Like he just doesn't see the holes how a premier running back should. And that's something I don't know if he's been in the league long enough to where I don't know Ben Johnson can coach that out of him. And he was with Ben Johnson before. So you would think it would work, but there's a reason maybe they got him out of Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, and Ben Johnson's not going to publicly say that now, but
right. Ben Johnson has to say he's our guy. We could win with them and everything else like that. But like
next year you can cut him, and it's not going to be a big salary cap hit. So you could part ways with them if you really wanted to. DJ Moore got 3 carries, but he only got 7 yards on there. So again, under 2.5. So the whole running game as a whole just not good. And then obviously in the reverse side, we talk with defense, being bad. But let's talk a little bit too about the offensive line, because Braxton Jones did not give up any pressures this week. And Tooney did not give up any pressures. Like Braxton Jones, for the first time, like Caleb Williams was like, damn, I feel good after this game. Not have to worry about. So they had Ben Johnson had the comments about Braxton last week, and basically saying like, yeah, like he needs to play better. No, I'm paraphrasing, but he needs to be better. Otherwise, there's going to be a change, and so he finally stepped up. But that whole O-line just played 10 times. Like that was one of the best games I've seen the O-line play. Obviously, Caleb not getting sacked, and then even with Darnell Wright did not have his best game. He had, a couple penalties in, at one point Theo Bennett had to come in and replace him. But even when he came in, they still were gelling. So Theo looks like a dude too. But yeah, not a great game for Darnell Wright, but definitely, left side was really, really good, on Sunday. So thoughts on the O-line, boys?
The big thing that I want to take away from this, no false starts. Not a single false start yesterday. So that is huge. So discipline is starting to kick in there. Darnell Wright had a couple of flags on him, everything like that. But he also, I feel like when he went out injured, he kind of, maybe felt a little pressure there. He got back in the game because
good.
Yeah, I mean, but did you notice that as soon as Darnell Wright left the game, all of a sudden that run games, they started doing more runs to that side and stuff like that. So I think that they're maybe getting in his head a little bit, and that's all right. I want him to start thinking like, hey, my job might be in jeopardy. I don't care if you're a first rounder. I don't care if you're a seventh rounder.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say like the whole. Yeah, I'm going to say with Braxton Jones. Like, yeah, he played probably his best game like in a long time. But also, again, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer over here. The Cowboys don't got no pass rush either. I mean, let's just face it. So, it was yes, Michael Parsons would have helped. So, because look at the first two games. I mean, Minnesota's got a great defense, and then Detroit has got a great defense as well too. So, not having a pass rush, yeah, he's going to have a great game. So I want to see how he does against the Raiders. Let's see how if he can accomplish the same thing consistently now. That's what I want to see. Darnell Wright, we bring up Darnell Wright. He's having a bad year so far. A lot of flags, penalties, so just a lot. He just seems lost for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I hope he, with us picking him instead of Carter, this is now looking kind of bad. That he's kind of messing up. I mean, I know he's still young and all that, but I just feel that, you can't be doing a lot of these mistakes, especially if you're the starter here. So, I mean, overall, they did. Again, they played great. It's good to see that they're gelling. I hope they are starting to gel. I hope they start running more. That does open up the pass. So, hopefully they do have some, schemes or whatever to. And if it is like another thing too, you were saying that the running game was moving when he was out of the game, when Wright was out of the game. Maybe start doing that. Maybe start switching it off. See what works. If Wright is not helping, if Wright is not helping push this run offense, and somebody else is, or vice versa, whatever is working, just let it work out that way and see how. Because we need to run the ball. We can't just be passing it all the time. We can't be one-dimensional because that's just not going to go anywhere. So hopefully it does. How you guys were saying and mentioning is that does lit a fire up Wright's ass and get him moving.
Yeah, well, I think you mentioned. I mean, Theo Bennett, he's spelling guys now. Like if they're not working, you're gonna get. If you're banged up, if you need a breather, Theo Bennett is the guy that they're putting him in there now. And we heard it all preseason, right? That he's earned the job, and we're like, where did this guy come from? But he's showing that he can be a guy, so that's a good thing. The Darnell Wright thing's a weird issue, right? Because the regression, I thought he was going to take a step up this year. He graded out pretty decently last year as as the right tackle. I don't know. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if it's going to take him a little bit longer to get, the snap and the cadence and everything else. It might be that, or there's something, maybe he's playing with an injury. We don't know, but I didn't expect this from Darnell, right? But he is the weak link on this offensive line right now. The good thing is, like you mentioned, I think they can, spell Benedict in there for a while and it can work.
One thing I do want to say too is even though the run game wasn't really working, Ben Johnson called 11 run plays in a row. So to Johnny, your point, you want to run the ball more. He called 11 in a row, and it was more of you're not doing it again. You're not doing it right again. He just hammered home 11 straight runs and just pounded the fucking Cowboys down to a pulp. even though they weren't getting the chunk yards, they were still just beating them, and that's what you love to see.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that drive, because that drive was like you talk about football being a war of attrition, and it's like, we're gonna do this, and you're gonna fucking take it, and it was awesome. It was a
It's like a 9-minute drive.
Yeah, it was a 9-minute drive. They asked Ben Johnson about it. I don't know if it was on the score or on 1000. Somebody interviewed Ben Johnson about it, and they were really happy with that 9-minute drive. And his answer was like, yeah, that was awesome, but I also like scoring in one or two plays. And it's like, that's perfectly Ben Johnson, right? Yeah, we'll do whatever it takes to win. And we've known that about him. There's Lions games where they run it 50 times a game, or there's other times where Jared Goff is throwing it 40, 50 times a game. And like, Ben Johnson will do whatever it takes to win. And if that, it means you're running it 11 times in a drive and taking 9 minutes off the clock. Yeah. But there's also times where he's going to call a flea flicker and they're going to score in 2 minutes, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So let's hopefully the Lion or the Raiders don't pose a big threat to the offensive line again next week. But we did see the arrival, like we mentioned, of the Ben Johnson trick plays, the flea flicker. He did have one other one. I'm blanking on it right now. It was like a double end around or something. I have to go back and rewatch that game, because I think he had two trick plays, but it seems like he's going to start slowly implementing his trickery here, and I am all for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's his bag of tricks. They've called it Ben Johnson's bag of tricks. We saw like the what do they call it? The stumble bum,
the stumble bum,
stumble bum, and stuff like that. He likes getting in his bag. Yeah, if they work, hell yeah, sign me up. And Dougie, you've been a big proponent of don't get too killed. You go ahead.
Yeah. No, hand up. Last week I was just saying throw all your cute plays away for the year, and just let's get it going. And I was effing and jaying when I saw that flea flicker go back, and I see that it's not great, and I'm like, motherfuck yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know what? Yeah, it's like you love to see it work and you hate to see it bust. But I'm okay with like one or two. Let's just not get crazy. Let's stay within our talent level right now. That's all I ask.
Yep. Couple quick notes here. Colson Loveland, he did get hurt. He had a hip, but it doesn't sound like it's too serious. He should be back. But he's day to day, so he should be playing. And then one thing that I really loved seeing yesterday with Caleb was that all 4 of his touchdown passes came with throws more than 10 yards. And no more short, like they're pushing the ball down the field. We wanted to see that with Ben Johnson's offense, and we know Jared Goff didn't really have the same arm that Caleb does, but he's got, obviously we could say, more elite weapons, but the arm, Caleb's definitely got more of the mobility and the arm strength than Goff does. But all those touchdown passes, and then 2 of them, obviously the 65-yarder, and then the 38 yarder to Rome. Just great stuff, pushing the ball downfield, and obviously the rockets to, Komet and to DJ Moore. I love seeing that. I want more long touchdowns. So
it's less about the long touchdowns, to tell you the truth, and it's more about the accuracy that was there this week. We were complaining about the accuracy and the missed throws and the missed, targets. And he still had a couple. I probably like 2 or 3 throws where it's like, wish you probably had that back. But all quarterbacks are going to have a couple a game, But like the accuracy was there on the bombs. You talked about like Jared Goff. Jared Goff, he probably doesn't have the arm strength that Caleb Williams has, but he could pepper him in there, and he's pretty damn accurate with it. And that's how Ben Johnson utilized him. He's going to put a spot where only the receiver can catch them. And that's the one next thing I want to see Caleb do. There's still times that like he's putting Rome or even like Mooney or I'm sorry, DJ Moore. Yeah, DJ Moore in like positions where it's like if you just lead him or if you just put him on the numbers or like there's different situations where I think they've talked about it. Ben Johnson's talked about it that's gonna come with time. Once you get that, that's where like because his stats right now, you compare him to the rest of the quarterbacks in the league, and obviously this game's gonna skew that. But even last season, where it's like his touchdowns to interception ratio is fantastic. He just doesn't throw picks. Jason, you mentioned the one he had this year. That was basically a punt, and it was a bad decision. And you probably want that back, but he just doesn't make those type of mistakes. So it's like if once you get accurate and you put it on the numbers and you're not throwing the ball away, I mean, sky's the limit, man.
Yep. Perez has a comment. He had a hip. Okay, Wani. I again to this day
he did have a hip.
He did have a hip, but again, I still don't get why people want to put Wani on television. Why do people want to hear him? He was a terrible, terrible Bears head coach. I don't give a shit what he has to say. I don't care if he was a head football coach. He sucked. Give me someone who's better giving me football, analyzing Bears games.
I just
maybe that's all they could give.
Well, I just think that they just want an authentic voice. That's it. Because he does have that. He has a Chicago voice, but that's about it. That's where it ends.
I mean, could you imagine if like The Score or like Fox or whatever, they had fucking John Shoop as their color commentary guy? Like, I don't fucking care what you're terrible at your job. And I don't want that was terrible as a head coach. I don't know why people give him a fucking media platform to analyze the Bears. He needs to go. It's a new era of Bears football. Get out with the old guard of run the fucking football and play defense and throw some fucking touchdowns.
See, that sounded Chicago as shit.
Yeah.
I don't mind Wani. I don't mind. I'll be honest. I don't mind Wani when it's not serious stuff because he is like a cartoon character. And like he'll make you laugh and like he's got stories from the past that are good. But yeah, when you want to break down actual X's and O's, you don't want Wani.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You're not going to Gronkowski to hear, to hear analytics.
Exactly. Yeah,
football. I score touchdown.
It was in sports talk radio this morning was just also unbearable. The Bears won against the Cowboys. People are calling, well, it was the Cowboys. They're bad, so we shouldn't be excited about this. And DJ Moore's body language, he still looks like he's not having fun. And like, can we just enjoy the fucking game instead of just being typical Chicago fucking sports talk radio callers? Like, they are the absolute fucking worst breed of people.
Did you see DJ Moore's after the game video? The dude's having fun. I mean, read into his body language all you want or whatever. That he's grabbing the Bears social media camera and doing stuff. So I ain't worried about him.
Yeah. All right.
You know what? This is an actual good comment because Gronk does take a lot of shit for, like being the 69 funny ha guy. Yeah. And he plays into that role. Mm-hmm. But on that Fox set,
yeah,
he's probably better. He's better than the old guys. He's better than the old geriatrics on there. He's not as bad. Whenever they're making picks or like this Sunday morning, they were talking about like teams that are surprising to them. Gronk made the most salient point out of all of those guys. So like he does play the dummy though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna break down X's and O's. Here's a football, spike it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ants monkey.
Yeah. All right, so that's gonna wrap up our Bears talk. We got one more quick thing we gotta mention, and that's coming to you. We're back. Are you sick of us already? Because we're doing 3 events in the span of a week. We're at last week at the Ramova. Then we were Saturday Whiskey Comiskey. Now this week we're back at the Ramova again. Okay, span of 2 weeks. Sorry, 3 events in 2 weeks. But we are going to be running it back for the Bears versus Raiders game. So if you're not traveling to Vegas, come join us at the Ramova Loft and drink some delicious other half brews. Doors are going to be open at 2:30, and we're gonna announce some fun stuff this week. We're going to be doing the squares again, another jersey giveaway, custom sized, player of your choice. no custom names. Just
Yeah.
player of your choice. And then we're doing squares, and then we'll announce like all the food and some other fun stuff as well. So working on that. But RSVP, it's on our Twitter page, on our Instagram. Free to come in, family friendly, and we'll see everyone on Sunday. Thank you to everyone who's already RSVP'd. We figured vibes are all time high right now, so who doesn't want to come and watch a winning streak? Win 2 in a row, baby.
That's the main takeaway. Is we had a great ass time week 2, and they got their shit kicked in. Imagine how great of a time it's going to be when we're on a win streak and we kick the shit out of the Raiders. That's what you got to tune in for. So hit the RSVP. We're going into a bye on a win streak. Book it now.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. All right. That was a lot of Bears talk.
That was good Bears talk.
We won a game. But before we wrap up the Bears talk, we're all happy Bears fans. We're happy Bears fans for another reason too, because Green Bay fucking lost, baby.
Go Cleveland.
We got to throw that in there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a week league.
And Baltimore is winning now, guys. Baltimore is up 21-14.
Hey.
So this could end as a very good weekend for us, with everyone losing except for Minnesota. God damn, fucking Cincinnati is terrible.
Cincinnati might be bad, but my takeaway was the Vikings are probably better without JJ McCarthy. We've talked about Kevin O'Connell being the quarterback whisperer. And now who is it now? Fucking like Carson Wentz or who?
Yeah,
like it's fucking crazy. Like you're putting all these
Carson
guys
Wentz
out there. Now, I mean, Carson Wentz was he could have been a MVP of the league. The league the year he got hurt, he should have been the MVP. And he's ran himself off a couple teams because I think his attitude was maybe whispers are a problem. But if Kevin O'Connell can get to him, the Vikings are going to be a real problem. That was my takeaway, is like if they sit JJ McCarthy for another year, I don't think they will. But if Carson Wentz gets cooking, this Vikings team could be a problem in the NFC North and in the NFC as a whole.
Yeah. All right. That wraps up the Bears talk. Peter, we got some headlines that we skipped last week and we're going to get to now. So let's hit us with some headlines.
Well, I got a couple old headlines for you guys, but the first one was here this week, and we haven't talked much White Sox of late. We've been very Bears heavy. Our guy Josh Nelson had the question to the group, but it was basically because the Chicago Fire put out their renderings and their broken ground. They announced the partners, the Pepper Construction and a couple other people. They're ready to build on the 78th. They put the renderings out there, parking lots where people thought the baseball field would be. So now it sounds like the 78 is dead to the White Sox. And so my question to you guys was going to be like, are you guys cool with them staying here when Big Daddy Ishbia gets his money? Is he keeping it on the south side? Are we going to Soldier Field? Are we going somewhere else? What are we doing?
Stay as long as you want. I'm enjoying the tailgating. You could there's definitely things you could do around in the neighborhood to spruce it up and everything. But would there a couple more bars be cool? Yeah. Would Shy Sox Bar and Grill being cheaper and open later be fun? Potentially. I like hanging out the bullpen bar back in the day when it was open. An hour after the game. But I was never a big fan of going over to 78. I don't want to drive into the South Loop and deal with all that.
That's
I like
it.
It already takes me a fucking long ass time to drive up 55 in the. We need to come up with a name of the area between 55 and Harlem and Pulaski, because that's just like a black vortex of suck.
Well, it's like the sanitary district. It smells like shit there too. We gotta name it like the doo-doo stain or like the like the doo-doo highway or something like
doo-doo lane.
It's been, dude. Me and you, Jay. Everyone drives down 55 all the time. Like it's been especially stinky of late, right in that section. Like the last 2 weeks have stank. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but
speaking of stank, we got some Cardi B talk coming up.
Well, yeah, no, we are going to talk about that though. That's mean what you just did.
Factual from what I hear.
Allegedly, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys cool with the staying
cool.
in the South?
cool.
Because I said, Jason, you're not gonna like this, but I said to build it back where it was in Lot B. Are you okay with building it in Lot
It's the
B?
smartest. Yeah, it's the smartest thing to do. It's the easiest thing to do.
Where it's supposed to go,
Yeah.
like skyline, and then maybe just move. Lot C now becomes Lot B. Are you okay? Are you okay if we move tailgating somewhere else if the stadium is now where we put our fucking table at?
I guess just
All right.
give me a spot where I can give me my own personal fenced off area where we can invite everyone.
Reserved for Jason?
No, reserved for the bums.
Okay.
I am actually going to give you a good answer, and it's going to make a lot more sense. Okay. Yeah, I am totally okay with moving lots. I don't get me wrong. I love Lot B, but what I don't love is that walk to section 108 and from 108 back to the parking lot.
All the way around?
Yes, I would absolutely. And especially once like you get to that part of the game where the evening where they just start pushing you out the closest exit and they won't even let you go back to like where your parking lot is, and you got to kind of go all the way around. I wouldn't mind if we were like over on that other side, if given the new stadium's getting built and we're
but they're gonna fuck us, Dougie, and they're not just gonna move it, they're gonna rotate it 90 degrees, and then 108 is gonna be at Armour Park, and we're still gonna be doing the same shit.
No, I'm saying temporarily. Well, the new stadium's getting built. Once the new stadium comes, yeah, it's fair game. Where we'll do whatever. As far as building a village in that area, it's going to have to be a really good, sustainable village that is going to have to be popular in the off season. Because if it's not popular in the off season, that shit's going to die. And because it's going to cost a shitload of money to be on that property as whoever buys it. Because HBA isn't going to give it away for free. So
all right. So I agree with you, Dougie. Like everyone is expecting when Ishbia and if they stay in what is still Sox Park, like they're gonna build a new one or do something and then like build up that area, right?
Yeah.
But we've seen how shitty and like fucking McMansion Wrigleyville has gotten. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get the same complaint. Johnny, you're the South Side guy. Like if they build up that area like Wrigleyville, are you gonna like it or is it gonna be worse for you?
So my thoughts is learn from that Wrigley Field experience, what they did. I think Ishbia is going to want to do everything he can to make sure that he is going to be a fan favorite owner. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the bat. And if they do, a lot of people are saying that they want the ballpark across the street. I think that's the most reasonable thing to do. You have all that land. You could add like there is definitely room in Bridgeport in that area to do so much development. I see how Halstead is starting to develop a lot more up and coming with the Ramova and Electric Funeral and Stussie's. You could see more development going that route. But even closer, like I think people want to go to places that are closer to the park. A lot of people don't know about Halstead. Yeah. Yes, walking distance. So I think that's something that they could do. I don't know anything about like having hotels around the area or anything like that. Could be a smart move because people who are coming from, downtown, if they want to stay there, I don't know if they would want to go that route, but learn from what I think that, and I can't speak for like Cubs fans or Wrigley Field or anything, how they like it. But I don't see how Wrigley Field has that same aura as they used to back in the day. I used to love the bars around that area. Obviously we used to go over there quite a bit, go clubbing or go bar hopping over there. To me, I feel like the last time I went there, it doesn't have that same effect that it had prior. So I think Ishbia has to look at that. The people who hopefully are around Chicago or live around this area can give him that insight to say, hey, if you're going to do this, do it right, make this very fan friendly and it is family. And that's a big thing, family friendly park. is another thing too. Like make it just that it's great for people who are young, single, or people who have families. Like just make it right. I don't feel like doing that whole Wrigley Field bit is going to do us any favors if they make it too, I don't know, commercial.
Well, I agree with you on the family friendly. All I really want out of this whole thing is to have an area where it's open container and we can just walk around like savages.
I mean, that's got to be a must. And
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, like we are all saying, like learn from Wrigleyville and stuff like that. The market's different. As much as we want to admit, like we are. I mean, I'm talking we as in the White Sox. I don't know why I'm doing that. But they are the second team. I don't think you need to build hotels. No one's coming out of town. I mean, we know people that come out of town to watch the White Sox game, but they're few and far between, right? It's not like the tourist destination that Wrigleyville is. I think you cater to the neighborhood. I think you listen to what the people around, Bridgeport and Brighton Park and McKinley Park and Pilsen and kind of build around that. You might not need the big bars and the big like hotels and more, taquerias and Chinese restaurants and different things that attract year-round things. So yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is like I don't want it to be spruced up like Wrigley Field. Like you have to cater to like the neighborhood. What we think that would be a great for everybody who wants to come around this area. And then who knows? Like I said, I threw out the whole hotel thing. I don't know what's going to happen with this whole MLB meetings because it looks like they're going to go on a strike. Might be a salary cap in the future. I don't know. But with Ishbia money, they might become, a powerhouse team. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe he's like thinking way ahead, like, hey, I get a hotel. It can be a tourist attraction.
He's a businessman.
Make it like
he is a businessman.
He's a businessman. That's what I'm saying. Like, so just don't be like Wrigley Field. Make it like our own. Make it for our fan base. And I think it'll go far. Definitely go far.
So obviously 78's out, Soldier Field out.
Yeah.
We are the Bums. We're planting our flag. We're staying at Sox Park.
Yep. I like
All right, then that's his Jerry O'Sullivan. Here's the keeping the tailgates in Lot B. Whatever that name is. It might be Lot C or F, but we're keeping the tailgates in the south side.
Lot Bum.
Lot B is for the Bums.
All right. What you got next, Peter?
I think so. I had a couple headlines. We're doing good on time, but one of them, I'm going to tease it for next week. Johnny, we were in the group chat about it. The Street Fighter movie announced their cast, and I kind of want to break that down. Like, we're all Street Fighter 2 people, right? Like, I want to break that down. So I think I'm going to make that a segment next week. So
okay,
this is me, Tori tailoring, punting that headline, and we're going to make it a segment next week because it's an interesting cast. And I like the concept of this movie, but people are up in arms on it. So let's get to the main event. And this is something that in the group chat was making us laugh, but Cardi B's pregnant with her fourth baby with her boyfriend, Stefan Diggs. I'm having my baby with my boyfriend, Stefan. I've been putting all this work. I'm doing all the work. We're creating a baby. And then not a couple, 2-3 days later, it was announced by someone that is unannounced, but allegedly is an OnlyFans model that's saying that Stefan Diggs is her baby daddy as well. So are we happy for the Stefan Diggs Cardi B family, or is this a problem?
I sent this to you guys, and
you're the one that sent this.
I had no fucking idea that I was like, oh damn, she fucking cheated on Offset.
No, that's I like how, and that now this is I don't know. This might be maybe you answer, Jay. Is this an old man? You're not hip to the news, or was this just something that like skipped over your head? Because her and Offset broke up a while ago because Offset cheated multiple times.
Yeah. I guess I just don't follow like celebrity breakups You know, I know when people are together, but when they break up, I was like, oh fuck, I don't know. I don't follow Cardi B or Offset. I'm not, you know, part of that umbrella like universe. Like, you know, I don't listen to rap music as much as I used to. That's a good tweet.
JT says Diggs with 2 baby mamas and only 5.3 fantasy points.
But yeah, I was more laughing at the because like I didn't know she got like a BBL. And
yes. So why don't we should actually tell them exactly how it went down because you were oh shit.
Explain the group chat to people, Doug.
Yeah. So basically, Jason was like, oh shit, she cheated on Offset, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't think they're together. And then he goes, really? I was like, yep. He said that shit stank.
That's what you said. And so for the people not knowing, because I mean, Jerry O'Sullivan doesn't know who Offset is. Offset is a very famous rapper. He's part of the group Migos, but he's been on his own. When they broke up, and you know, like these Hollywood type, you know, breakups can get messy. They both said shit about each other. Offset said that the BBL caused some sort of odor. And then Stefan Diggs was asked about it, and he did not confirm nor deny it, which was an indictment on Stefan Diggs, and that's a problem. And that's where everyone went off. I'm going to stick up for Cardi B. These guys are not trustworthy whatsoever to begin with. So you can't rely on those rumors. They're just rumors. When you break up with somebody, you're pissed. You'll say anything about them. But the fact that allegedly the BBL gave off an odor, that's messed up.
I didn't know that was possible.
I mean,
yeah, he cheated on her a ton of times.
We're gonna say, Dougie.
I mean, no, I was saying we're not denying that he cheated. We just want to get to the bottom of it. Does that thing stink? That's all we want to know. And I mean, it is kind of weird that we're debating if somebody's ass stinks. You know, like
no, you were debating. No, you're debating that, Dougie.
No, I got rumors. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but they've said it about like not just her, about some other BBLs.
You know what we're gonna do? Maybe we do a little Dougie Fresh, and we're gonna talk about Dougie using AI in a little bit. Maybe we need to find Dougie's gonna do some research for the group.
Yeah. I would love to do a man on the street. Do you think it stank?
This is true. Everybody has an odor, especially you all.
I'm not denying that.
Yeah,
I'm not famous.
Cannot, confirm nor deny.
Yeah. So who's they didn't say who the OnlyFans model is that he allegedly.
What do you get for research purposes? You need
no. I'm just.
We don't know who the lady is. We don't know. We don't know who the lady is. Yeah, we don't know who the lady is. But she is saying that Stefan Diggs is the child, or the child's dad.
Oh man.
We'll find out. But that being said,
hey Jason, if you want to see the unblurred photo, you got to pay.
yeah. Behind the blurred wall.
Behind the paywall.
Yeah. That blows my mind. People don't know porn's free.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's very true.
It's literally out there. You just have to know where to grab it. All right. What else we got, Peter?
That was it. I mean, we're punting the Street Fighter segment's going to turn into a bigger segment next week because I think we're all have opinions on who they casted and like the actors involved. I think that's going to be fun. I think that's going to be a fun segment for next week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's pay a quick ad for us.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago sports bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, Sox, and Bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today.
All right. We're tweet policing. because Dougie, you kind of you killed my mentions.
All
week.
of our mentions.
All of our mentions. I told you on Saturday I have to early bum of the week you because you had my for 48 hours. I couldn't log into Twitter without fucking people talking about oatmeal raisin cookies in my mentions. The worst of the worst cookies is apparently your S tier, your elite cookie, and I think you gotta pay for this malice.
All right, so let's get to the bottom of this. And Dougie, I know you now. We've known each other for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Every so often, you're a pot stirrer. You like to stir the pot, and I feel like you said we're all awfully quiet on the Twitter machine, and you work a lot. So sometimes you're away from Twitter for a while, and when you're back, I think that's when you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do some shit."
Yeah, when I get super bored and I feel like there's nothing great going on, I'm like, I'm gonna throw a little something out there. So that's what I decided to do. I was like, you know what, we're a little awful quiet on the Twitter machine today. So in my opinion, regular traditional sugar cookies, I didn't say that in the tweet, but I just said sugar cookies. I said are complete trash. But oatmeal raisin.
Oh, yeah, one waiting.
Elite.
Look at that.
Elite cookie.
No. Nope. I look. Let's see if we have
Delicious.
All right.
But yeah.
So I respond with delete this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was immediately just no. That's not that was an unfactual statement that they are elite, and it's like I said that. If someone brings a tray of cookies from a bakery to a party, those are always the last ones there. Chocolate chip goes, sugar cookies will go, oatmeal raisin cookies.
Sugar cookies will not go unless they're frosted and they got a whole bunch of shit on them. They're not going anywhere. Regular sugar cookies.
Oatmeal raisin cookies are always the last man standing in a cookie tray.
Apparently,
it's a scientific fact. Any party you go to, those are the last cookies there.
All right, let's start from Johnny.
Maybe I don't believe in science.
Just gun to head. Do you like oatmeal raisin cookies?
Hell no. I don't like anything oatmeal raisin, especially oatmeal raisin. That's even worse.
Damn.
All right, so you don't gain this physique without liking all cookies. And I think all cookies matter. I wasn't necessarily mad with your take, but the fact that you said that they're better than sugar cookies, like I like oatmeal raisin cookie. The Jimmy John's does a good oatmeal raisin cookie whenever you need a little treat. There's a couple spots, but like saying they're better than sugar cookies, that's where I took offense because we're gonna get to the next side in a second. But first, everyone's reaction, and Praz is in the comments. Praz was in your kitchen about this. I just couldn't find the actual tweet, but like, you know, Sean Jankowski and Jose and Albert and Candice, they're all against you.
It's all right. You know, like nobody, you know, there's a lot of people. I don't see these people cooking great dishes on Twitter. So
that's where I wait.
So that's where,
what do you mean these people?
Hold on.
Yeah,
let's get to the main of
these anti-cookie people. Yes.
So here, I saw that tweet and I immediately thought to what my favorite cookie is. I didn't even think twice. I said these Mexican sugar cookies are my favorite cookies of all time, especially in the wintertime. I'll house them with a hot cup of coffee. It's like one of the best things in the world. So immediately I said, these Mexican sugar cookies will fuck up any oatmeal raisin cookie north or south of the equator. And then Joey commented under me saying Mexican sugar cookies are the GOAT. And then I quote tweeted that saying only halfwits would choose oatmeal raisin cookies over these marvelous beauties.
Right.
What's your argument to now there's difference between Mexican sugar cookies and
absolutely
regular?
Absolutely. Is there a difference between Coke and Mexican Coke? Okay, silence. That's what I thought.
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
That's what I'm saying. But anyway,
But those are our sugar cookies.
by the way, I am countersuing you because this half-wit comment was a subtweet, which I was not tagged in, and I had to find it when somebody mentioned me in it. So I'm countersuing you for discriminating, blaspheming.
There is a text chain where I said, and this is me, and hand up. We are all online incessantly. You are tagged in this tweet. So when you quote tweet something, I assumed all tagged people would get the alert. So apparently I quote tweeted this and only Joey saw it.
Yeah.
I was assuming you saw this too. So I wasn't like this was not no like clandestine tweet. I thought you were gonna get it. Otherwise, I would have tagged you directly. I would have said it. I would have said it with my chest, brother.
All right. Well, then I take back my pal.
All right, but my
I didn't
biggest,
tell you.
we got heated about this. You paled me. I butted you.
Yeah.
Things got interesting. But where I wanted to take now this argument is something that we've all known. Dougie is the food guy of the group. But there are multiple instances on this very podcast where you've said you're not a sweets guy, you're not a dessert guy. So it's like, can you be trusted in a cookie argument when you've said I'm not a sweets guy?
I mean, I guess you got a semi point. You got a semi point. I'm gonna ask for a recess.
Okay, so we'll take a break. We'll get to the next slide. you said, and now this is where I feel like you were coming over the top, and you're like, I'm gonna get this fucking baloney. And you said, thank God only half-wits have AI now. Have a great day, pal. And you basically used AI to give us the difference between a sugar cookie and Mexican sugar cookie. And then I highlighted it. They're the same ingredients. So what are we talking about here?
Well, and that's why I said in the tweet later on, me and Derrick Henry we got the same organs, but I ain't trucking motherfuckers on Sunday. Okay. So we have the same ingredients, but we're two totally different things. One's built for beast mode and one's built for a goddamn podcast on Monday nights. There's no in between. I absolutely love Mexican sugar cookies. And Joey brought him to the tailgate after you left. And we had a very nice video. I told Praz to fuck off like 3 times during the video.
All right, so here's a nopal sugar cookie. So here we go. We're about to find out our man Gordo and Dougie Freshness here, and Manny Fresh, and anyone else who would like to try a real sugar cookie.
This is not a sugar cookie.
This is a sugar cookie.
I want to go on the record. This is not a traditional white people sugar cookie. That's all I'm going to say.
Oatmeal raisin sucks.
Fuck you, Brad.
You shut up. All right, here's the taste test.
I hate Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're saying Madison doesn't like an oatmeal raisin. That's a 9-year-old taste bud right there, Brad. You have a 9-year-old taste bud. A 9-year-old taste bud. All right.
Eat the cookie. Love the cookie.
It's still not an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's so good. It's phenomenal. It is great. I absolutely love this Mexican sugar cookie. It is really, really good. But it's not the sugar cookie I was hating on. Regular sugar cookies are trash.
These are regular sugar cookies to us.
To you. You did not tweet the stance, my man. You have to put yourself in my shoes. This is my tweet. So when you come to my tweet and you get underneath their dimensions, you are white by comment. That's the way it happens. So like your sugar cookies are no longer Mexican sugar cookies or regular sugar cookies. They are now Mexican cookies because you are in my white comments. Do you understand how this works?
You know what?
Fucking
I
Elon in the white comments.
I understand where Peter's coming from, and I understand where Dougie's coming from. So I think I'm gonna have to declare a mistrial on this. There's no based off of jurisdiction.
Yes.
It's a jurisdiction issue.
We need a whole new jury.
Yes.
Even though I want to side with the plaintiff, I have to say this is we don't have the jurisdiction for this.
So now,
I feel good.
Judge, and I'll say judges because Johnny's in this too. What you guys were unaware of, that there is a second charge to Dougie and his taste buds, and this was inside of the cookie argument.
Late evidence being admitted.
There's already a mistrial.
I haven't had cereal in years, but I'm down. And I was a huge Grape Nuts fan, and I said Grape Nuts. Dougie has the taste buds of an 80-year-old chain smoker.
Well,
you cannot defend Grape Nuts.
New evidence is permitted.
You can't be tried twice. You can't be tried twice for the same crime.
Was that Raisin Brand?
In Bumland, there is double jeopardy. The plaintiff has the ruling. Dougie's taste buds are officially null and void. We cannot take his oatmeal raisin.
Our food guy is a problem nowadays. Is what I'm saying.
I love the texture crunch of grape nuts.
You're chewing gravel, man. I know you work with it, but you're just chewing grade 8 road gravel.
He just needs flavor gravel.
Yeah.
You guys need a little fiber in your life. You get the oatmeal, you get the raisin, you get a little grape nuts. You're going to be pooping like a champ.
Oh, is it?
Wait,
you want to take a shit? That's what it is.
You're doing grape nuts in the morning. I know you're a coffee guy. You're doing oatmeal raisins. How much are you pooping, my man?
Hey, you know what? I feel like I'm looking a little slimmer lately, so it's working, baby. I'm going to start a new diet, dude. The grape nuts and oatmeal raisin cookie diet with Remova beer, which is delicious.
Pretty soon he's going to get prune juice beer.
Yeah, 90-year-old grandmas are in that diet.
Yeah, all right. Beef loaf, better look out. I'm coming for all the old ladies.
Peter, verdicts in your favor, my man. You win. The new evidence was very damning.
He left out the evidence where he was trying to culture me, and he was also trying to
No, you were trying to segregate cookies.
You were trying to segregate culture.
You wanted to segregate the whites and the Mexicans.
Yeah. Based off the Civil Rights Act, you can't segregate.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I said I will not be part of his cookie cancel culture.
Not in
so I did not respond.
All cookies matter.
I'm finishing this thing. Fucking delicious.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. All right.
Ready to bump people?
Ready to bump some people.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum.
Well, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. First up, we got our boy Taco MVB Dougie for keeping it gangster with them original oatmeal cookies. # oatmeal cookie mafia.
We're in prison now, so you got to bring me the cookies.
Yeah, bring him the cookies.
Next up, we got Jeff Bartlett, MVB, Matt Eberflus for unlocking Caleb Williams yesterday with all of those wide open receivers. That was great. Love to see it.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah.
Thanks, Flus.
Yeah. Nice profile picture too, Jeff. Rocking the bum.
Yeah. Handsome as fuck.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Mr. Oh, sorry.
We got it.
There we go. Mike likes autographs. Bum of the week. The Sox for canceling the kids' autograph session on Sunday and not telling the hundreds of people in line waiting for it. That seems not cool.
That's a bad look. Yeah, bad look.
MVB, the friends I get to see at the games that I won't see until next season. I love this White Sox Twitter community. We love you too.
Yeah,
we could see you at Hawks games or at any of our watch parties. We got 3 left.
Yep. Joey P, Bum of the week. CHSN app booth at Comiskey this weekend took more than 15 minutes to verify my subscription because of poor Wi-Fi. Heard many complain the same issues. The staff was very nice, though. I was next to him on Saturday when we were trying to do it. They made him go through every single hoop and just
see, this is where you're drunk as shit. That was me, dude. That was me you were standing next to.
That was.
Yeah.
Man, you don't remember anything of Saturday. We were in the pre-show meeting. We're not going to talk about that.
Hey, just remember, he was the judge in this tweet play. So
yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. See,
turn one up on Saturdays, man.
I'm gonna file a referendum.
I was next to Dougie. There was like the few scenes missing from that ballpark.
So I will co-sign this. This was so poorly run, it wasn't even funny. But also, I'm going to give my quick little MVB to this whole thing. I was MVB and Jason because he stood next to me the entire time. But now that I realize he didn't even know it was me, fuck it. I'm taking it back.
He thought you were Joey. There's a big difference.
Yeah, damn.
Oh, my God. So I do remember I was telling the guy, I was like, hey, I bootleg your stream. Can I still get a bobblehead?
He did. He was like, valiant effort, no.
Don't tell him where you get those bootlegs, by the way.
No, I did not. But I was like, he's like, well, you could just pay for your $30. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, he just goes opposed to free.
Joey P's MVP. Everyone who sponsored, worked, and attended Whiskey at Comiskey. So many laughs, smiles, hugs, and good times. Yes, it was a great season.
Hell
yeah. Misty Carroll, me couldn't make the tailgate. Yeah, we missed you there. Yeah. MVB, Johnny Boy, reassuring me that staying at home because I'm sick is actually good, and no one will forget me forever if I don't go out. No, that if you don't show, it's out of sight, out of mind. You forget.
No,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, but we also don't want to make the tailgate super spreaders event. You know how
that's true.
That's in the past. You know, that was a couple 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I told her. Yeah,
we don't want that reputation either. So you did a good job, Missy and John.
And her second MVP, Johnny, dealing with my ass during short-term disability.
Johnny getting MVBs left and right. I'm going to talk about Johnny later on the show.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Colonel Bourbon, MVP. Eberflus for getting run out of town. Love it. Love. Bum, my fantasy teams for relying on tonight's game to decide if I win or not.
Let's get an update. What do we got on Monday night?
28-21. Lions are winning in the fourth quarter. But the Ravens are in the red zone. So
we need a Lamar. We need a Lamar action.
Yeah. Next up, we got the Love family, MVP, all involved in this incredible weekend at Sox Park. Beef Loaf, Roll Dog for tickets this weekend came in huge. Sandy P for babysitting my wife all weekend. Mike Trockman's glove. Right field was a no-fly zone Saturday night. And, of course, Bears. His bum of the week is him. He feels ashamed. Got to the park late. Everyone in our orbit started buying rounds, helping me catch up. I couldn't get them down fast enough to go do a buyback. I'm a total bum, but I'm not a mooch. I am fully aware, and mark my words, next round is on me.
So, one, I'm personally sad I missed you. Yeah. I saw the misses, I saw the kids, and I said, "Where's the boss man?" But then I had to leave for Riot Fest, and we missed. We were like 2 ships sailing in a night. I'm sad I missed it, but I'm happy that people were buying rounds. That's where we're going to talk about the community later, but that's part of the community, right? I get one, you get the other, and then it's like by the end of the night, everyone's nice and lubed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And speaking of which, now that I'm remembering more stuff from Saturday,
it's all coming back to you.
Yeah, Dougie, I owe you a round too.
Oh man,
because
we're all good.
No, good thing you only have like 30 Hawks games to go together. I'm sure it'll even out.
Yeah. Oh, my liver.
Yeah. Next up, City Brown, my MVBs to the Bums and 108 for the great tailgate to close out the season. I don't know who that is from Kiss 103.5, stopping by Section 108 last Saturday, and Ben Johnson for his first win as head coach of the Bears. Good. Yep. Bum of the week, Illinois losing to Indiana.
Johnny?
Let's not talk about that.
Enough said.
Next.
Enough said.
Gordo, MVP, the bums for the tailgates all season long. See you in 2026. We hope we see you way before that. And bum of the week, the over in the Bears game. Yeah, Dallas fucked a lot of bet lines.
Yeah. I mean, I was all week saying bet the over, but it was all on Dallas's. The Bears did their job.
Yep. King ass bum of the week gestures broadly to everything in the world.
Okay,
that's a good one. MVP, the tailgate, the Sox closing weekend, the Bears win, and the weather being beautiful.
It's
was
been
a great week.
We got a little bit of rain on Saturday, but overall, it could have been a lot worse. I was worried about the tailgate. I was worried about Riot Fest. Everything went off without a hitch. So weather has been awesome. MVP weather.
Yep.
I am slightly disappointed that Sam didn't MVP me because I gave him a comedy show of his life on Saturday at the game. He was an audience of one, but I felt like he was laughing a lot, and I thought I earned a MVP, but apparently not. So
he was sober, you were drunk. I bet you that story is completely reversed.
It might be.
Yeah, you probably thought you were funny.
Could be. Little inside joke.
Our guy JT, MVP. Everyone that gave me their old TVs for free. That's a lot of TVs. I do love the foul pole. I do have one complaint though. Why are we on the smallest TV?
I knew you were gonna mention that because so. First of all, for the people listening on the podcast, JT's got a picture of his basement with a support beam or pole painted like a foul pole, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TVs. It all looks awesome. He's got like games on one, the Sunday Soak on the other, the 108 podcast, and then the BumCast and Asscast on there. This basement looks awesome. This is basement gold for me. I'm staring at not a painted pole and empty walls right now. I think I'm just going to steal JT's idea, but who the hell is just giving away old TVs for free? Because these look like perfectly fine TVs. Where are you getting TVs from?
Yeah, I want a TV.
Could you imagine? All you got to do is hit play at the same time, and you could hear so many terrible takes.
This is what is White Sox Sal? This is Sal's nightmare. That picture right there.
Yeah, like his version of Saw.
Yeah, like fucking what's the movie with the eyes? The Stanley Kubrick movie.
Oh yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, I just want to know why we're on the small one.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we should. I feel like we should be main front and center HD.
You know what? I'm gonna send him one of those like $30 TikTok projectors, and I want to be 150 inches big.
Yeah, we want 1080, baby. We don't want 720. 20-inch 720 television. We want full HD 1080p, baby.
I do like this basement setup though. I might copy it. I might copy it with the pole and all.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And it's bum of the week. Anyone that doesn't properly label oatmeal raisin cookies is not to trick those expecting chocolate chip. #cookie wars.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Healthy.
Who's making that? Who's making that error? No one's.
Not me.
JT, I love you, JT. No one looks at a chocolate chip cookie and like, is that oatmeal raisin? They look distinctly different.
Next up, we got Mailman Jack, MVP, the entire White Sox Twitter community I engaged with last Tuesday's bobblehead night for 108. You're never alone at a game with those peeps. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
And as bum of the week, second summer can kiss my sweaty cheeks. Happy first day of
it's nice.
Happy official first day of fall, even though we all know the official first day of fall was 3 weeks ago.
It was 3 weeks ago. All right. I'm gonna before we start our bums and MVPs, I'm gonna apologize to Jack and Jer for making a off-color ageist joke, but we've said that the Chicago sports bums are an ageist group. I made a joke. They might not have liked it. I think Jack liked it. We talked in the comments. But the other thing was, I had shit to do today. There might have been some people I missed on bums and MVPs. I think I'm looking at the list. I think I got everybody, but If I miss somebody, I apologize. We'll get you back next week, but I appreciate everyone putting their submissions in there.
Yeah. Appreciate it. All right. Let's get to our bums and MVBs. I got nothing. I'll start off. Dougie, I had to bum you, for blowing up my Twitter mentions with bad cookie takes. But that's okay. That's okay. All's forgiven. Saturday made me forget everything. And I think we'll MVB, as consensus for everyone, for coming out to the tailgates this year. We mentioned in the show, we really appreciate everyone and all of our sponsors. So that use all of our MVBs.
100% consensus.
Yeah. Johnny, you got anything for us?
It's a real quick one is somebody hacked into my computer at work. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, bots, whatever. So I'm not sure what happened. And I guess apparently it's happened to a couple people. So it hasn't just been me. I found out more people were getting hacked. So that kind of sucks. But I got to get a new computer. They stopped it in time, which is good. So, but yeah, whoever, I don't know what happened, but there was a security issue at work, and I didn't get to work like pretty much half of the day. So,
maybe it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to twiddle my thumbs, or I want to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just sit there and not do anything. So, yeah. So, yep, that's my bum.
Okay. Quick super chat from Jerry Sullivan. Bumming X for crashing the app every time I look up the Bums account to enter my MVBs.
Oh. Yeah, that's an Elon problem.
Oh.
Evergreen tweet, evergreen bum, Elon Musk.
Yep.
But thank you, Jimmy.
I hope it keeps crashing if you're going to give us $5 each week.
Dougie, you're up.
All right. I'm going to do a quick MVB just roll down. I want to give a special shout out. I know we thanked everybody already and everything like that, but the 108 guys for this is the third year running that they've done it with us for the last tailgate of whiskey at Comiskey or whatever. So thank you. I also want to give another MVB out to All Sports Scene. They're having their 100th show this Thursday at the Ramova. So you guys should go check that out. Even though I don't really like Sam right now.
Nobody does.
Nobody does, yeah. As I said before, I wanted to give Jason an MVB for standing with me, but apparently he was just living.
You don't remember.
That is true.
Yeah. So I want to go on to my bum of the week. I'm sure a lot of you saw my tweet. But after the game, this was my fourth attempt to try and go to Jack in the Box in Countryside. And this was the first time that the line actually seemed manageable. It was 10 o'clock, 2 hours before they close. And so I jumped in the drive-thru line. After I jumped in the drive-thru line, a couple minutes later, they put cones across the driveway. So I'm assuming that they're, at that point, I'm like, holy crap, this is going to be a 2-hour wait because they had opened till midnight. But it wasn't. It was an hour wait. We ended up getting up to the drive-through menu board, and nobody came to the speaker. Nothing. We're like, okay. So we get up to the window. We are now the last car in line, and we get up there at 11:07, and they told me it's closed. And that was basically it. And I was like, dude, what are you talking? I'm like, we've been waiting in line for over an hour. He's like, I could offer you. I'm like, and we really didn't want that much. We ate a lot of Lawrence's at the tailgate and everything like that. I just wanted to get some of those tacos. I'll be completely honest with you. I just wanted some greasy.
Judge, Your Honor, this guy's waiting in line at Jack in the Box like it's Al Cheval waiting for tacos. What are we doing here, Dougie?
I'm sorry, dude. Sometimes those drunk ass greasy tacos hit. Okay. And I hadn't had them since the last time I was in Houston. So I don't know, man. I just had a craving for them. And so,
I
understand. You're gonna say, there's great Mexican tacos somewhere else.
I've heard crazy good things about the Jack in the Box tacos, but Julie bombed that specific Jack in the Box not a couple weeks ago, and them keeping food out in the driveway in the middle of the sun. There's been horror stories about that place. But that said, waiting in line for an hour, especially with the family and kids, that is evergreen bum scenario.
Kids were sleeping.
But still, man, you're still waiting in there. That's crazy. But that being said, it's not all cheval. What the hell?
Me and Mary had some good quality talking time. This is my fucking segment right now.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, but I want you again.
Yeah, this is his time.
It's grape nuts. It's oatmeal raisin cookies, and now it's Jack in the Box. Just put that in the back of your mind, Jason, and everyone listening.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about a guy that like doesn't take his grill out until fucking whatever. Nah, different thing. Anyway, so after a little bit of a back and forth, and I don't want to say it was heated or anything like that until the guy at the drive-through window, and I just told him, I'm like, dude, all we want is a few tacos. That's it. And he was like, yeah, dude, sorry, we're done for the night. He goes, I can give you cheesecake on a stick. And I'm like,
Cracolash.
Dude, I looked at him and I'm like, that's really your offer? Like, that's the upsell? Cheesecake on a stick? I'm like, oh, dude.
Smoking a pancake?
But it's all right, dude. It's okay. Just so happens.
Did they give you a cheesecake?
No, I told him fuck off. That's when it got heated. I said, that's fine. I'm leaving. No big deal. And then the cool thing was I remembered that I know the local health inspector over there. So enjoy yourself.
Oh,
now
enjoy
we're
yourself.
talking. Mike Dougie is my favorite Dougie.
Hey, you know what? I can be a spiteful motherfucker when I need to be. So I may have to, go back a couple weeks or whatever and pull up a couple photos that we have, maybe on one of the BumCasts. Maybe I'll have to submit those. Be pretty interesting. And it was funny because Jack in the Box all of a sudden is in my DMs.
Trying to make it right.
Trying to make it right. So
you know what? You stand your ground. Tell them to sponsor the podcast, and then I'll eat as many white people tacos as you want.
Right. That'll give them the awful bit. Dude, is that like not the ultimate blackmail?
The BumCast is sponsored by Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. That could or could not get shut down unless they pay us.
Yeah. That's the Chicago way.
It is.
All right.
Welcome to Illinois.
Peter, take us home.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo everyone's statements. Like obviously the tailgate as a whole, all of our sponsors, everyone that showed up, everyone that helped, it goes a long way. Obviously, our wives are first and foremost in that, supporting everything we do. And then my MVPs are the 108, not only because of their help with the final tailgate of the season, but they had a hell of a week themselves. You guys could see the bobblehead right there. That Tuesday night at the ballpark was fun as hell. And we've been doing this for a while. The guys, and now I'll do government names because, like we mentioned in the beginning of the show, they've been on the news and names are out there. But Pat, Chris, and Jacob, they didn't have to be as supportive as they have been to us specifically, right? We always talk about them building the community and us trying to build that community as well, like following in their footsteps. But it takes everyone. It takes the people listening. It takes people not on a podcast. It's everyone, building the community up. But realistically, they're first and foremost with that, right? Like they've been doing this a lot longer than we have. A lot of people, and we're all, and I would talk to them specifically, but us in general and everyone, AssCast and Sox on 35th, Sox Machine, there's a little bit of competitiveness in that, right? But you could put egos aside to know that there's good and bad to everything, and the more we build it up, everyone gains from that. So I want to thank them. One, congratulations. That bobblehead is fucking sweet. It's awesome. They've been very good to us from the beginning, but it was really cool. And I was honestly, Jacob said it, and there was a couple people there on the Tuesday night. And now this is not me blowing our tires up and stuff like that. But there was a couple people that said, like, oh, you guys are next and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, the bobblehead is their thing. They put in their time. They've been there. They're there every day. You know, like we're there. We try to get to as many games as we can. But like we're there once a month throwing a tailgate. And not, don't get me wrong. What we do is important. And I think nobody can do what we do. And they'll tell you that as well. Like the way that we are a well-oiled machine when it comes to those tailgates and everything, like I think that again builds everyone up, you know, like that part of the community. But the way Tuesday night they showed up and showed out for those guys, and everyone was there and everyone was having a good time. I brought Scarlett. Scarlett was really happy seeing, you know, Jacob's kids, and it was like just a really cool time. And the team might stink, right? But that's why we do what we do, and that's why I'll speak for them. That's why they do what they do. But it's really cool, and I was really happy for them, and it was a really cool moment. Now, flip side of that, bum of the week. We're at the end of the season. Jeff Agris from the Chicago Sun-Times. We've talked about John Schriffen, we're unapologetically Schriffen guys, right? Mm-hmm. But I understand that Jeff Agris is a media critic. And media critics should be able to criticize, and he has a huge platform with the Sun-Times. That piece on John Schriffen was a hit piece. There's no other way to go about it. I thought it was if you were to complain about what John did last year compared to this year, it's night and day. If you're watching, and I know Jeff Agris is a Cubs fan. He's not watching the Sox broadcast day in and day out. Maybe he's picking and choosing, and he's being sent specific things like the foot-long hot dog incident, which I thought was more funny than anything. Was it cringe? Only because Gordon Beckham didn't want to become a meme. That's why he denied Schriffen, and like that iteration or like that interaction was what it was. But him specific, like singling out that compared to everything else, I think it was like it was a shitty thing to do. And obviously it's his right. And he's got a lot of people in the quote tweets and in the comments defending him. But what my argument would be, and this goes out to most White Sox Twitter people that are complaining about John Schriffen, they're not watching day to day. They might be watching one game at a time or a couple games a week, but like we're not at the ballpark like our guys at the 108. I'm watching every broadcast, and you can't tell me that this year was not better than next year. And as the team gets better, John's going to get better too. And I feel like him being in the White Sox corner is going to lead to really good things as the team progresses, and hopefully they become a contender. I think John is going to grow into that role. Obviously, we're Schriffen fans, but Jeff Agris, like, and sometimes I get it at this point, bums of the week. I understand it's clickbaity. It's probably going to get more headlines than him writing a nice piece about Stacey King or Adam Amin. But it's also like, who am I going to pick at? Who am I going to bully? And I felt like it was unnecessary.
Also unnecessary to have it to be the cover of the sports section.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
In the middle of Bear season and a Cubs playoff race and wild card, whatever, that turned them into TMZ or the Daily Mail or something like that. That was crazy from the Sun-Times.
Yeah. All right. That's our show. Thank you. Oh, wait, we got one more. Hold on. One more super chat from JT. Undefeated Bums Fantasy League.
Oh shit. Is he in first place?
Yeah. I don't like it.
All right. Congrats, JT. Good job.
Yeah. Congrats.
For now.
For now.
So,
all right. Not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right. All right. So thank you to everyone who liked, who commented, who super chatted. We appreciate you guys all. And don't forget, we're going to be at the Ramova Loft on Sunday at 3:30, doors at 2:30 for the Bears Raiders watch party. Make sure you RSVP on their website, on our website, We don't have a website. I mean, our link tree. And we will see you guys all Sunday for another Bears victory. Bear down, baby.
We're going streaking.